government offices closed for the last 10 days of Ramadan. AG explains President's Return of Judicature Act amendment, and Kandikuladu to launch community-based tourism.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News. I am Umna Ismail, your host for today. On today's news, the President's Office announces that government offices will close from Thursday, March 20, for the last 10 days of Ramadan. The designation of the final 10 days of Ramadan as public holidays fulfills a presidential pledge made by President Dr. Mohammad Moise during the presidential election. In a statement released today, the President's Office referenced an earlier announcement from February 4, 2024, which established that from Ramadan 1445 onwards, the period from the 20th day until the end of each Ramadan would be observed as government holidays. In accordance with this policy, this year's last 10 days have been designated as holidays. The closure of government offices during the final 10 days of Ramadan aims to uphold Islamic principles, encourage public appreciation for religious matters, and provide citizens with the opportunity to prioritize religious observances. The President's Office has also directed that essential public services continue during this period, with each institution responsible for making appropriate arrangements to ensure necessary services remain available to the public. Attorney General Al-Ustaz Ahmad Usham clarifies President Dr. Mohammad Moise's decision to return the Fifth Amendment Bill to the Judicature Act of the Maldives, highlighting key concerns over its implementation. Speaking to MMTV, AG Usham explained that the bill could not be enforced fairly under the current circumstances. The amendment requires competency assessments for all 7 Supreme Court justices, but with 1 judge having resigned, 2 currently suspended, and an ongoing criminal investigation, an impartial evaluation is no longer possible. He noted that certain provisions of the bill needed revision, which was the main reason he advised the President to return it to the People's Majlis rather than approving it. The bill, introduced by MP Abdul Sattar Mohammed, was passed on February 26 during the 9th sitting of Parliament's first session of 2025. It proposes reducing the Supreme Court bench from 7 to 5 justices, including the Chief Justice, and grants the Judicial Service Commission, JSC, the authority to recommend the removal of justices deemed unfit subject to a 2/3 majority vote in Parliament. Under the proposed amendment, judges could only be removed in the JSC determined they were unfit, formally submitted a motion to Parliament, and secured the necessary votes from MPs present. President Dr. Mohammad Moise invoked Article 91A of the Constitution when returning the bill, meaning Parliament must now reconsider the legislation in response to the concerns raised by both the President and Attorney General. The government distributes 110,127 cases of canned tuna as part of the Roda Hadia program. Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works Adam Sharif Umar announced in a post on X that 49,416 households in Mali City and 60,711 households in the atolls have each received 1 case of canned tuna as part of the distribution. Each case contains 48 cans of 180 grams of tuna, in line with the government's decision to provide canned tuna as part of this year's Roda Hadia initiative. The movement was first announced by President Dr. Mohammad Moise during a ceremony marking the 1-year anniversary of the administration. Last year, the Roda Hadia program provided each household with 10 kilograms of basmati rice and 10 kilograms of flour. Additionally, similar to last year, the government is also offering electricity bill discounts to households during Ramadan. We'll be back after a short break.
Ini kandam MBB ke Vimesan.
After Gahan Nasiwari, come Nasiwari, Enha Sofia.
Me home can Ramlomo in the Korea promotion.
Adibuna, Duster of Mati, come via Fareka, Kasa, but Inam, Pansa Sofia, Vansa Sofia, everyone in Nam had the pass ask for fee. Over a government, 36 to Istihari Kamagin, on the Kill, February being April, Vissa.
Yusan Fia Road Hadia Marango.
Yusan Fiara Road Hadia promotion.
Welcome back. Maldives officially welcomes its first ever paddle tennis court, inaugurated on Tuesday at Sai Lagoon, Maldives by Minister of Sports, Fitness and Recreation Abdullah Rafiu. The ceremony brought together several sports personalities, including top Maldivian tennis player Nabani Shan, Brazilian goalkeeper Nelson Dida, and Italian World Cup champion Gianluca. Following the inauguration, the minister joined Dida and Zambrotta on the court for its first ever match, adding to the excitement of the launch. Speaking to state media, Abdullah Mufid, Assistant General Manager of Sai Lagoon, Maldives, described the opening as a major step in expanding sports facilities across the country. He emphasized that the court could be accessible to both resort guests and Maldivian citizens, making the sport more inclusive. Mufid also highlighted its potential to nurture young talent, expressing hope that the facility would produce future competitors. Although paddle tennis is still relatively new to the Maldives, it is one of the fastest growing sports globally. Both Dida and Zambrotta, despite their football backgrounds, have been strong advocates for the game. The court, built with imported materials, was completed in just a month. Mufid noted that the project not only promotes health and fitness, but also supports the growth of sports in the Maldives and enhances tourism experiences. More than just a sports facility, he described it as a place for friendly competition, connection, and enjoyment, where players can take in the fresh ocean breeze and the Maldives' stunning natural surroundings. Kandikurudu in Nono Atoll develops a plan to introduce community-based tourism, with the Island Council planning to allocate land for the initiative, while currently gathering public feedback on the proposed regulation.
The council has branded the location as the Mangrove Island in an effort to position it as a premier local tourism destination. The branding was already promoted at ITB Berlin 2025 this year, one of the world's largest travel and tourism trade fairs in Germany. According to the Island Council, the community-based tourism concept aims to create opportunities for young entrepreneurs and businesses. Eligible applicants must either be Kandikurudu residents or businesses registered on the island, or where residents hold at least 50% ownership. Each land allocation will measure 1,200 square feet, with at least 300 square feet to be maintained as a green buffer zone. The island has received permits for homestay services, while construction projects for luxury villas and a 70-bed city hotel are in progress, with part of the hotel expected to open by year-end. Council member Hassan Mohammed noted that the project will provide economic benefits to the island's youth by creating employment opportunities to work on the island. He added that 70% of jobs would be reserved for locals, prioritizing women for certain roles. The initiative aligns with President Dr. Mohamed Muiz's pledge during his February 2024 visit to support ecotourism ventures that showcase the island's natural beauty. Kandikurudu is known for its environmental features, including one of the Maldives' largest mangrove forests. This 247-hectare island features 9 distinct mangrove areas, with 3 spanning 400 to 3,000 feet. The protected wetlands serve as a habitat for various bird species and serve as nesting grounds for turtles, adding to the island's ecological significance and tourism potential.
The National Meteorological Service, MET, issues a yellow alert for heavy rainfall across northern and central regions of the Maldives. The initial yellow warning was issued from 1:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday for Alif Dal Atoll. However, due to persistent adverse weather conditions, the alert was extended from 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., covering a broader area from Halif Atoll to Vav Atoll. Following further assessments, the warning was extended again from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday, with torrential rain and thunderstorms expected. According to the Met Office, the heavy rains are attributed to a low-level circulation system that formed to the east of the Maldives and is now moving westward. The rainfall is expected to be particularly intense on Tuesday and Wednesday as the system progresses. Authorities have urged the public to take the necessary precautions. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day.